up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you.
Is Darnell a guy who plays older than he is, if that makes sense?
You know what? The thing about Darnell that I'll say about him is he's extremely conscientious. He has a high football IQ, you know, if that's what you're speaking of in terms of playing older than he is. He wants to learn, he's willing to learn, and he can apply things quickly.
Chase, what did you find out last night? You know, you didn't play Tremont, you didn't play Adrian, you didn't play Jair, and Kevin's got the hamstring. What did you find out about the other guys, especially with some of the turnovers you forced, et cetera?
The one thing that I found out that, you know, of course, you always get what you emphasize. You know, a major emphasis, as you guys know, is creating turnovers, and it was good to see guys go after the ball. I was excited to see that, and it's always good to see young guys, you know, under the lights to see how they'll react. The one thing that I'll say about our room, we're extremely competitive, so it didn't surprise me that everybody was extremely competitive and they play fast.
A young guy is going to have ups and downs, right? I mean, that's a given. An up like having a pick in a preseason game, what does that do for them, both in terms of confidence-wise and maybe, I don't know, reinforcing that they can't obviously get complacent because of it. So does it spur them on to work even harder, or what are you kind of expecting?
Well, I would hope that it spurs them along to you know, to continue to work. But when you're a young guy just coming in this league, you do want to know, I don't care who you are, you do want to know if you belong, you know, and making a play on a big stage, you know, kind of reaffirms that, hey, you know, I'm supposed to be here. I have the talent to be here. If I continue to work, then I can excel in this league.
So it looks like there were a couple of times when they went, hurry up, that there was a lot of communicating going on. How did that come out? How did that look? Did they get through that all right? I mean, a couple of open receivers at times.
Well, we weren't as clean as we wanted to be. That's been another emphasis of ours, just making sure that we're able to go when teams hurry up, you know, and it is communication. It was interesting to see it, you know, the first preseason game as well, but you know, we welcome it. We want it. It was good. It was something that we can coach off of. You know, anytime you're in the preseason, you take all of these moments to coach and learn from, and I'm happy it happened. You know, it's just one of those things we need to improve of. But, I mean, I think the guys, for the most part, did a pretty good job.
Jason, where have you seen Kadar Holman improve his game the most since he got here as a draft pickup through last night?
Well, I just think he's continually improved, as not only him but all of the young guys. I think Kadar is another one that's willing to learn. They take hard coaching. That's the thing that I like about him the most. You know, that's what he responds to. He wants to be coached hard. He wants to be a good player.
What does Ibrahim bring to you guys specifically? And then sort of off that, it seems like with what he was doing last year and Josh and Raven, that kind of hybrid linebacker safety thing, I would imagine that the three of them kind of can fit together in that kind of area.
Yeah, but just, yeah, so to answer the first question just about IC, he's a consummate professional. That's the one thing we know. He's, you know, every day he comes in ready to work. You know, he doesn't come to work, he comes ready to work. So the thing about him is he's a veteran guy that's been around. He doesn't take anything for granted, you know, for the simple fact that he's been on multiple teams. And he realizes, you know, the opportunity, and he looks to seize it every time he gets a chance. Just in terms of the other guys, when you talk about Raven and Josh, I mean, the good thing about the guys is, you know, we don't classify guys. We try not to classify guys as corners or safeties. You know, we're defensive backs. We're football players. And in that room, I just think it's always good, you know, to have guys that can move in different pieces, you know, because this thing, we're just trying to put a puzzle together.
Back to Kadar, it's easy for us to see the good things like the interception and easy to see the bad things like the holding, and you almost gave him a touchdown last night. I guess just on a play-to-play basis, what did you think of his night?
I thought it was competitive. You know, to answer simply, I thought it was competitive. Even on the holding, I thought that he competed. You know, the one thing is he's trying to dominate people, trying to dominate guys. So, I mean, that's the main thing. If I was to answer simply, it was competitive, and I was happy with that.
So if you're trying to dominate guys, maybe that does lend up. Does he have to find sort of that middle ground, or do you like that style and maybe can live with the occasional grab?
Well, I mean, as a coach, you'd always be able to want to pull guys back as opposed to tell guys to pick it up. So I do like his aggressive nature. There are things that we need to clean up. He knows that he needs to get to a point where he needs to get better. And like I say, he's willing to be coached. He takes hard coaching. He's a work in progress.
The jump that year 1 to 2 players can make, and I know coaches hope they make, disconcerting to a degree that Josh has been out to this point, and whenever he gets back, but just the fact he's missed 11 practices or so and in a game now is concerning to a degree that valuable time is kind of going away.
Well, we know time is the one thing that you can never get back. I know and I realize that, but the one thing I say about him is, there is a such thing as getting mental reps, and he is getting mental reps. He's coming to work every day as well, trying to get better, knowing that he can't be out there on the field, but in the meeting room, out on the field, he's out there, he's talking. So, in football, we you miss 11 practices. It seems like forever, but it's 11 practices. It's not, it's not the worst thing in the world. He wants to be out there. We want him out there.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, what did you see with Kavion that made you guys think, A, he can make the switch? And I know he's had a pick in practice. He had, I think, a PBU last night. How has that gone, I guess, too?
In terms of him making a switch, that was completely personnel driven. So in terms of me, I coach the guys that they put in the room. So I can't take credit for that. He's another guy, young guy that's just working hard and just trying to get better every day.
Is there a skill set? I mean, clearly there's a skill set there. What was he so raw, or was? I mean, it seems like he has at least picked up some parts of coverage. Is it just natural ball skill, or what's the coaching been like in order to get him to even to not look so lost? I guess he kind of looks like he fits to a degree.
Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's a credit to him. I coach him the same way I coach the other guys. There haven't been anything that we've slowed down and made any concessions or, it changed anything. He's in the room. He's being told the exact same thing everybody else is being told. So.
Can you talk about Detrell Jamison, that position, the safety position, and how he's progressed?
Detrell, he's another guy too that is not just like I said, I don't like to classify guys just in a general position and put them in a box. He's a guy that provides versatility as well. We know that he was drafted as a corner. He played that when he first got here for us. He's played some nickel. He's played deep as well in deep zones. So he's a guy that's continually trying to get better as well. And these guys know that they're competing for jobs.
Hey, Jason, what kind of camp was Kevin having, and how important is it to get him back to kind of keep that momentum going once he's healthy here?
Kevin was having a really good camp, and he's doing everything that's being asked of him. I'm sure he's frustrated, with the, injury or whatever, but he'll be back. The one thing we know, injuries are a part of football, and they happen to everybody. So he'll come back. I'm confident he'll come back strong and fast and continue to improve.
How have you seen Tony Brown rise to the occasion, being able to step in and take over some of those snaps with Kevin out?
Well, the thing about Tony Brown is we know that Tony Brown loves football. Anybody that's talked to him, anybody that's been around him for an extended amount of time, not even an extended amount of time, he loves football. So whenever the opportunity presents itself, he's excited to step in and take the challenge. Like I say in our room, we always talk about, it's not everybody says the next man in. No, it's not that. When you get your opportunity, everybody's ready to play, and he's got his opportunity and he stepped in.